Welcome back, guys. Over the next couple weeks here, I'm gonna have an incredibly fun project to take you guys along on the ride. Let you guys see this project. It's pretty major. It just hit me that I just passed 3 years in business, and in 3 years I went from not having any construction experience whatsoever to taking on a project of this magnitude. So let's get this camera flipped around and show you guys what's up. Before you watch this video, if you have any ideas of features that you wish you would have added to your house, whether it's bathroom features, bedroom features, something related to the kitchen, living area, whatever you think would be a good feature to add to this house. I don't know how much creative freedom they're going to give me to do some of these projects. But yeah, they're hoping to be in by New Year's, which I think is going to be maybe a little unrealistic. I work mostly by myself, so there's quite a lot of work to be done here. And we're waiting on electricians and plumbers to do some of their work. There's a bunch of electrical wires that run through the studs, or through the floor joists rather, where we need to put the stairs going down. So all those wires have to be moved before we can move the stairs, which that's coming up later in the video. I'll show you at least a brief preview of that. So if you have any idea of any features that you would suggest, either from a previous remodel that you've done or just features that you think would be cool to add, for sure let me know. So as you walk into the house here, you can see the customer did a lot of demo already. This used to be a drop ceiling, so that's all taken down. I'm just gonna start at the right-hand side here and let me know what you see is wrong. The original part of this house is not insulated. The kitchen dining area, 0 attempt at insulation. Living room, 0 attempt at insulation. So they ripped the drywall off. At least in the kitchen, dining room, and living room, we're gonna be insulating. I'm not sure what the plan is for the rest of the bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff. But yeah, no insulation. So these 3 windows are gonna be getting replaced. The homeowner's brother works for a window replacement company. They do windows, siding, stuff like that. So someone else is gonna be taking care of replacing these 3 windows, and those 2 by the kitchen sink, and these 2 in the dining room. So that's somebody else's job. So there was, as you can see by the floor, a short wall here. That got ripped out, but we're gonna put some LVLs in here. It's 2 1 3/4 LVLs, so screwed together, they'll be 3.5 inches. We have the wall opened up here. We need to open up the ceiling as well, so we can hide the beam up in the wall. And then we're gonna have to put a bunch of extra studs in here to support that header. And then on this end, we're gonna build about a 40-inch wall out here to kind of give a little bit of definition to the end of the living room. It's gonna be flush with this wall here. And some of these renovations were already done as we go through the house. You can see how terrible the previous owner did some work. So anyway, we're gonna build a wall out from this corner to right flush here. As you can see, the stairway currently is open. There used to be a wall here and a wall there, and then access obviously to the stairs down there. That is getting moved because the kitchen was just this tiny little area right here. That was all that the kitchen was. So we're gonna move the stairs. We're gonna frame this in, so put flooring there, obviously. The fridge is gonna go here along with some cabinets. So it expands their kitchen by another 3 feet at least. So that's nice. Not a whole lot's happening in the dining room. There's gonna be recessed lighting put in the ceiling. That's the one paint job around here that's actually done well. And it's gonna have to be tampered with, which is unfortunate when we put the lighting in. Look at their header supports, man. They got a nice beefy header in there. They got one measly stud on the outside, which is doing nothing for load bearing. They have a little 2-foot block or so in there, which is again doing nothing for load bearing. This is the only board that's bearing any weight at all on the header, and it is not actually bearing any weight. If a tree branch fell on this end of the house, it would crush that because there's no stud transferring the weight down. So that's terrible. This window, again, is the same thing. This at least has one stud running the full length on this side. This one runs down, it's broken up by this bottom board, which is okay. This is a little off-centered, so that's at least a little better. And you do have a full 2x4 here that's also transferring load. So that one's a little better, but some of their framing is really shaky. This wall is kind of the same thing. Here you have a double stud that's supporting, but only one of them transfers weight all the way down. This one on the inside there does not count. If you're keeping track of how many things are wrong with this house, hopefully you can count higher than I can. This little wall is going to be totally ripped back then. I'm not sure what that is or why it's there. Whatever. You can see some remnants of some ceiling tiles. So this whole thing is getting ripped back. We're moving these receptacles to right there. So we're going to have to open up more plaster on that side. So those 4 light switches are going to get moved right here. Those run the living room lights, the dining room lights, and the kitchen lights, I believe, just all on different switches. And I think actually this fan and this light are on separate switches because as you can see, they don't have the pole chains attached. They're there, but they're really short. So I don't think they ever used them. I think they probably ran them all off of switches. So that's kind of here. Moving back the hall then, there's going to be a double vanity here instead of a single vanity. Again, you can see no insulation. Thankfully, they have their tub spun in such a way that the plumbing is not in the outside wall. Otherwise, it's possible that it would have frozen. You can see the previous owner did a beautiful job mudding this corner. Hopefully you're aware of what sarcasm is. I'll let the work speak for itself. This is all getting patched in. Apparently there was a doorway here at one point. That was done by the previous owner. That'll be patched in. That little niche is going to be patched in. Apparently as well, you can see there used to be a doorway here. I don't know how many doors you need to one bathroom. That's going to get all drywalled over. This switch, I think, is getting moved to the end of the double vanity. And we're going to put a couple switches here to run the ceiling light, the exhaust fan, the vanity lights, whatever. And possibly put another receptacle there for this sink bowl and then move these to this end for this sink bowl, or else we'll just let it in the center. I forget what we had talked about with the homeowner. Then this right here is where the stairs are going to run down. I already cut open a hole to make sure that where we had measured off in the basement was correct, and it was. So this is where the stairs will go down. I have to cut open a hole here. That's 40 inches wide or whatever for my stairway to go down. And we just so have enough length that if we go as steep as code allows for the stairs, we should be able to get a straight run in without having to do a landing and a turn. So I think we're good to go. Straight stairway. We'll still be able to get our required 3-foot landing at the bottom. And then the bedroom to this doorway, what was initially, there was a little closet here off the hallway. There was a little closet off the bedroom, and then there was a doorway to the bedroom right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a stairway, which is going to be about here. Then we're going to have to move this back a little bit. So that's going to involve moving a light and moving the light switches over a stud or so that we can move the doorway over so we can get a 32-inch stair door, 32-inch bedroom door. So that's going to be a bit of framing there. All the doors are getting replaced. This bedroom's not really getting touched. There's going to be a few things that happen in here. Again, it looks like another doorway maybe used to be there. I don't know why this is the house of doorways. this light switch is also gonna get dropped. So it's about, I would say 5.5 feet off the ground, because it's about eye level with my eyes. I'm 5'10", 5'11", and the light switch is about eye level with me. I'm holding my phone right in front of my eyes, so you can guess about how high that is. And then when it code says 4 foot off the ground, and that's the way it should be. This door, I hope this was set up like this to keep animals in the bedroom and not people, but they have a lock here and a latch here. Don't know what the deal is with that. Then going back the hallway, we have another bedroom in here that was recently repainted and refloored. Now here's a different project that I'll show you when we go around to the other bedroom, but this doorway is going to be closed off. They put flooring in here, but they did not do it properly. I can maybe, when I install some flooring here in the future, I can maybe come back and do a separate video on that. Yeah, they installed it with no gaps around the edges, basically, so it's way too tight. It's buckling up. It's beautiful flooring, but it's just not installed properly. The recessed lighting in here is getting swapped out to something that looks a little more modern. Same thing with this bedroom. The recessed lighting in here is getting swapped out for something that looks more modern. This used to be a closet, as well as a closet from the other bedroom then. This is turning into a bathroom. I believe it's 10 by 4. So we'll have a shower back there. We'll have a toilet right here against this wall and a 48-inch vanity. Let me back out of here so the light gets a little better. We'll have a 48-inch vanity right here. This doorway is gonna have to get moved to the right a little bit so that we actually have room to get our vanity in there so that the vanity's not covering up the door. And they did choose to stick with a 24-inch door, which is pretty small, but hey, it's big enough for a person to fit through, obviously. So I think a 48 by 34 is what their shower will be, with plumbing against that wall. Again, toilet facing against this wall, and a toilet's gonna stick out about halfway in the bathroom, so you're not gonna have a ton of room to walk through here, but we talked about layout for a while, and that's what we came up with. So there's gonna be a lot of drywall work to do here as far as patching. It's pretty beat up. We do have a decent master bedroom closet. Yeah, and then again, recessed lighting will go in the hallway. The kitchen and dining room are gonna get a bunch of recessed lighting. So this is gonna be all open once we're done with the project. And this LVL running down the center here will be up in the ceiling as far as we can go. So I think we're gonna have about, this is a pretty low ceiling to begin with. I'm standing on my tiptoes, but I can almost reach the ceiling without standing on tiptoes. So it's a pretty low ceiling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open that up and we're gonna keep the LVL up in the ceiling so that it's not, you know, head level. As it is, I think we're gonna have about 7.5 feet from the floor to the bottom of the LVL once it's drywalled. So that's the plan for now. The kitchen, I don't really have a lot to do with installing the new cabinets, but again, they're gonna put a bunch of recessed lighting in here, kind of in the shape of the cabinets to give you plenty of light there. This is disappearing, that's disappearing, that's disappearing. It's all gonna be recessed lighting. It's just gonna keep everything, it's gonna help everything feel a little larger because of the low ceilings. You know, I don't know if I can show you here with, maybe I'll flip my camera around and show you the ceiling fan. So like I said, I'm not quite 6 foot, maybe my hat is 6 foot, but I'm standing under the light here and I have almost no room to spare under this light. So that's kind of a tour of this house. This door here, learning how to point backwards. This door is also partly what makes me think they had dogs. This door is all scratched to smithereens. That looks like the work of a big dog. And so this exterior door is getting replaced, as well as, if you can see, there's an exterior door there. That's getting replaced as well. I think I have 7 or 8 interior doors to replace, and then 2 exterior doors. So that's going to be quite a bit of work in itself. You can see there's another door. This goes out into what used to be a 1-car garage. I guess I can show you that as well. This is going to be an additional living space. Since I was here last, they got this, the carpet out of here. So this is going to be an additional living room, I guess. Family room type of deal. So there's plenty of space in there. Oh, and I'll flip you around again here. From here you have attic access as well. So they had talked about punching a hole here in this wall to the existing living room so that it was all kind of one room, putting a big old header in there, and then kind of building out a closet right here so that it hides this shelving and those attic access stairs, so that this is all one big nice living room then. Because you got the nice bow window there. I don't know what this room used to be once it was finished out, maybe an office or something. It's kind of echoey now, but that's because they have all the flooring, all the carpet out. So anyway, that is, I was gonna say a brief rundown, but there wasn't really anything brief about it. Yeah, it was a rundown at least of what we got coming in this project. So now it's time to actually get to work, do some framing.